Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Hope you're doing really well. In this video, I'll be telling about tips and tricks to write IELTS writing tasks. Before we get started, I want all of you to imagine that you are going for a running competition or a marathon race. What will you actually do? Will you go and listen someone saying about a marathon, or would you actually go and search in YouTube of someone telling about how to run a marathon, or will you actually start running? It's just the same in case of writing too. In this video, you'll get ample of opportunities to write, to think and to learn how to write. So explore your writing skills with the help of this video. So let's get started. The first point you have to keep in mind is that read the question thoroughly. Understanding what the question asks us to do is very crucial in understanding the question. A question endano tannittulladu, we have to understand what it's written. For example, it asks us to write pros and cons and give ample of examples to justify that statement. There are two things that we have to keep in mind. That is, write the pros and cons, and secondly, give a relevant example. Failing to write both these important points will lead you to have lower scores in IELTS examination. So the thing you have to keep in mind is that read the question thoroughly and answer to that question. The next point is that read what you have written. നമ്മൾ previously എന്താണോ എഴുതിയിട്ടുള്ളത് അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു continuation ആയിരിക്കണം next paragraph. So to maintain that continuity of our writing skill, we have to read what is previously written because it's very important to have continuity for our writing. So let's move on to the third point, that is be clear. നമ്മൾ എന്താണോ എഴുതുന്നത് അത് വളരെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് എഴുതണം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് മൂന്നാമത്തെ point. That is, we have to write the best idea we have and write clearly. That doesn't mean we have to stuff all the information that we know. Don't worry if you don't write your best explanation. Worry if you don't write your clearest explanation. The fourth point is write what you know. Here it's being tested the quality of the English or the quality of the answer you write and not about the complexity of the writings. So you have to be very clear and crisp while writing a task. The fifth point here is follow the standardized structure. We all know that in task 1 we have to follow a certain structure. That is, first we have to write an introduction, then overview, then certain paragraphs and conclusion. It is very important to follow a structure to have a higher score in IELTS examination. And in task 1, similarly, we know that we should have an introduction, first paragraph, second paragraphs, and if you want, you can add a third paragraph and finally a conclusion. The next point is that don't write too much of words. If we write too much, we are likely to make more mistakes and which would lead to have a lower marks in our IELTS writing task. The seventh point is that do not learn the answers by heart. That is, we are not supposed to learn the model answers by heart because that would also lead to having a lower marks in IELTS examinations, because our examiners are going further daily with all those answers which is already previously written by someone else. അപ്പോൾ ആരെങ്കിലും എഴുതിയ മോഡൽ ആൻസർ കാണാപ്പാഠം പഠിച്ച് എഴുതുന്നതിനെക്കാട്ടും കൂടുതൽ increase our vocabulary so that we can use that vocabulary in our writing task well. The next point is that choose your writing style. ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത് we have to write in a formal style or informal style. We are supposed to choose our style. ആകെ നമ്മൾക്ക് informal style choose ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യം വരിക task 1-ലാണ്, to write an informal letter. ബാക്കി എല്ലാ സ്ഥലത്തും we have to follow a formal language in our writing session. The next point is that don't branch off. That means നമ്മൾ വിഷയത്തിൽ നിന്ന് തെന്നി മാറാൻ പാടില്ല. If we go off the subject, we will obviously go out of our limits, that is 150 or 250 words, and if we wander from the subject, there is a chance of getting lower marks because we are deviating from the subject. The last point is that Write clearly and coherently, which means that നമ്മൾ എഴുതിയ പോയിന്റ് തന്നെ വീണ്ടും വീണ്ടും റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മളുടെ എസ്സേ വലുതാക്കി തോന്നിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. ബിക്കോസ് വി ഹാവ് വേർഡ് ലിമിറ്റ്സ്. എഴുതുന്ന സമയത്ത് നല്ല ക്ലിയർ സ്ട്രക്ചേർഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള എസ്സേകളും ലെറ്റേഴ്സും ഒക്കെയാണ് നമ്മൾ റൈറ്റിംഗ് സെഷനിൽ എഴുതേണ്ടി വരിക. ബിക്കോസ് ദേ ഷുഡ് ഹാവ് എ ക്ലിയർ സ്ട്രക്ചർ ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഹാവ് മാർക്സ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ബാൻഡ്സ്. എത്രത്തോളം നന്നായിട്ടാണോ നമ്മൾ ഈ റൈറ്റിംഗ് ടാസ്ക് എഴുതുന്നത് അത്രത്തോളം മാർക്സ് നമ്മൾക്ക് കൂടാനുള്ള ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. Writing task, we should have an introduction, we should have a body paragraph, and finally a conclusion. And this structure we have to follow. In conclusion, these are the 10 main points that you have to keep in mind while writing this task. That is, it should not branch off, you should have a clear picture about the topic, read that question thoroughly, we have to be clear, we don't have to repeat that questions, and so on. Hope you all got a better idea about this topic. Thank you and have a nice day.